Good morning, everyone. It's Monday morning. My name is George Furness. I am the artist. I am the producer. I am the recording, the mixing, and the mastering engineer. I am the DJ, as I always introduce myself. And hey, all of that, I actually teach it here at COPA. I'm head of production at COPA, the Johannesburg branch. You can see I'm standing behind a CDJ or a controller, a CDJ controller. Today I want us to talk about something that's, it's very, very important. And the reason maybe why I decided to go like this today, it's simply because this week, it's the week whereby by the weekend it will be Easter, and I'm telling you that lots of guys will be playing. And maybe this will help them, to prepare for whatever that they are going to play. I want to talk about two things: preparing a set and preparing tracks. Let me start with preparing a set. When I talk about preparing a set, like on the first tip, I said you need to understand, know your music, know your songs. And after you know your songs, give yourself time to listen to the songs. Don't just take the songs and then go play them. No, listen to the songs. And once you listen to the songs, you familiarize yourself to the songs. And the second thing will be, you need to try to play songs according to keys. We're talking about relative keys sometimes. According to keys, know that, okay, this song is on this key, it has this type of energy. Try it with another song, because that's, if you don't know keys, how to find keys, or you don't have softwares that can actually help you with that, and the best thing will be you practice this song and the song. If you like two songs, you practice this and this, and if they go very well, you'll understand that, oh, maybe they are in the same key. Or if they don't really go that well, you will know that they are a couple of keys or keys apart. And the other part is, even if you have a sophisticated, controllers like Pioneers, it's one of my favorite. Pioneer brand is my favorite. Even if it can actually give you keys for your songs, it's very, very important for you to check. Let's say you have 5 keys, 5 songs which are in the very same keys. You need to make a decision according to your set, which song will come first. They might be in the same keys and playing on the same tempo, but which song it's better to come before the other one. That's a key to your mixing. If you know that, okay, I'm going to play this song after or before this one, and based on different reasons, maybe it might have the similar message, or maybe they might have more or less the same progression, or something that relates to them, so that you're not just putting songs in and out just because they're in the same key. At the same time, when you're using Pioneer will list the songs. All the songs, they will list them according to the keys. You still have to make that decision. Which song am I going to play? Before this one, they are 5 or 10 in the same keys, the same tempo. Now, which one best comes first? So it's a decision that you still need to make. And the other thing that I want to talk about is, some people, they talk about flat mixing. And I like flat mixing, because I feel like when you at a club or when you listening to my mix, you don't need to you dive into a song that is 124, and then out of nowhere I'm trying to mix, I'm bringing a song that is 125, and out of nowhere you have to speed up because I'm bringing a song that is faster than the previous one, or I'm bringing the song that is slower than the previous one. I like flat mixing. Flat mixing simply means I will decide on a set. I'll be like, okay, on this set today, I'm going to play 125. My set is going to be flat, 125. It doesn't matter which track am I bringing. I'm going to play 125. That's me. It's just an advice. But at the same time, I cannot have tracks if if I do flat mixing, the danger of flat mixing is you cannot have a track that is 128 while you're playing 125. That track is going to be very, very slow. So you need to select tracks on your set which are probably a dB or 2 dBs. Oh, no, not dB, I'm sorry. That it's either 124 or 126, you know, when it comes to tempo, 1 or 2 BPM more or less, because if you have to deal with that, it's easier to work on them. And it's for a flat mix, they work very, very well. I'm telling you, they work very well. But if you have 129 and trying to mix it with 123, you know, it's gonna really make you sound like you don't know what you're doing. And the other thing, which is, I'm just trying to think if I'm not forgetting something before I talk about the last part. I'm just trying to, the other thing is when you're mixing 2 vocal tracks, and you need to know your music makes it easier for you to mix those 2 tracks, because you cannot bring a song on top of another one whereby this song the vocals is still going on, and then you bring in a song whereby before the end of that vocal part the other song the vocals will come in, you know, so you have your vocals clashing. So those are the things that actually helps when you practice. And the other thing is practice. The most important thing that I like seeing people actually trying to do is, and I'm gonna say, never ever try to play a set whereby you never practice without headphones. You're playing a set without headphones and you never practice without headphones. Playing without headphones, I'm gonna tell you this from my own personal experience, because I never play with headphones. So it makes you very, very prone to mistakes, you know. It makes you very prone to mistakes. So if you practice without headphones, yes, you need to learn a few things on your own on how are you going to approach your set. And most of the guys, they don't like me talking about, they don't like hearing practice. You know, I like the word practice, because practice, some people feels like when you practice, it makes you less of a professional. But I always say that when you practice, it makes you a better professional. You know, because you know exactly what you're doing and stuff like that. And now I wanna come to the last part of tips for DJ part 2, which is preparing tracks. When you prepare tracks for your set, there is one important thing that I like stressing, and that part will be, we get tracks from different sources. And we get tracks from different producers or artists. Those tracks will actually differ in the energy of those tracks will differ. The output will be different. You know, you will find that your tracks are peaking at different peak point, and your loudness output full scale, it's different from the other one. And hence, sometimes when we talk about production, when I talk about mastering, I talk about the loudness war, whereby we have different people who actually have different way of mastering, and they believe that if their song is louder than others, then it's a great song. But in reality, it's not, you know. And preparing tracks for me, you know, the quality of tracks, it's so important, whereby I'm one of those people who, when I play my set, I don't actually play around my master output, or I don't fiddle around my trim, you know, or my input signal. Those 3 knobs, I don't touch them. I don't do anything to them. I want the tracks to play smooth from one track to the other with the same energy, with the same output, you know, and the same input, so that I don't have to keep making another song louder or whatever, because then you actually have a couple of knobs that you're now playing around them and you're not even concentrating. So what I normally do, I will sit and I'll say, okay, this is my tracks for my set. Let's say I have 25 tracks on a set. I will take them and I will make sure that I have softwares. There are softwares out there that I will use, and I will put all of them through that, and they will all peak at the same point. You know, they will have the same peak and they will have the same LUFS, loudness unit full scale, which is very, very important. So when I play, I can just play a song without actually thinking about its quality, because I've prepared it. You know, they are all at the same point. This, you know, sometimes when you want to talk about this, people will be like, yeah, you just normalize it. No, this is not just normalizing. When you normalize, you can set your gain maybe to say -5. Then all your tracks will be peaking at -5. But what about the energy? You know, their energy are completely different. So I work in a way that I have to fix the energy of the songs and the output of the song so that they are similar, you know. And that's why when I play, it's hardly you can actually tell if another song is coming unless you know the keys, unless you know the sounds of that particular song. Why? Because the energy and the peak, it's exactly the same. You know, they are all the same. I have to fix them first before I can go and play. And I'll give you an example here. I'm gonna play this song. It's not prepared. This one is not prepared. You know, it's Costa Dollar, and the song is not prepared at all. The song, it is the way I got it. Probably, I can't remember if I got it from someone or I downloaded it from the internet or whatever. Or I actually extracted from the video. But that's the song. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the very same song that I prepared. You know, and all my songs for the set will actually be peaking at the same point. And they will have the same LUS. Unprepared. Now I'm gonna bring in the prepared one. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch. I'm going to use a crossfader to switch from one to the next. And I'm telling you that all my songs in my set, they will peak the same. So this one is unprepared. I'm switching it now. This is a prepared song. This is a prepared song. Unprepared. You can hear that the energy, it's different. You know, the energy is completely different. This is the song that I got, the original song, and then I worked on it. After working on the song, I end up with something like this. It's very important for you to have tracks on your mix which are having the same energy, because you don't want to have songs that goes like this. One song, imagine playing this song here. It's soft, the energy, it doesn't have that energy. But now, what am I gonna do with another song that has more energy than it? You know, so my set will actually not be even. I'm going to have an uneven set. So what I'm doing is I will have this, and then I will have a prepared one. And I am not touching my levels, my trim or my master level output. These three knobs, I'm not touching it. Or my input, I'm not touching my inputs. And my output, I'm not touching them. Those ones, I'm done with them before I even go to the set. I hope this does make sense to you. I'm going to do it for the last time so that you can actually hear it. I'm going to do it for the last time. I'm playing the one that is not prepared. This song is not prepared. Just think of the energy level. Now I'm going to crossfade to the prepared track. You can hear that the song sounds different. That is a prepared song. Unprepared, what do I have to do to get that level? Because the challenge with unprepared songs is that they are all hitting the red on your CDJ, on your mixer. They are hitting the reds, but the energy is not there. So with prepared songs is that they will actually reach the very same red, or they will hit the very same output or input, but without actually distorting. This ones, if you have to gain it, the one that is unprepared, it's gonna distort. It's going to distort, but the one that is prepared is gonna hit the very same point without distortion. Hi guys, my name is George Furness. I am the artist, I am the producer, I am the recording, mixing and mastering engineer, I am the DJ, and all that. I actually do teach that, you know, based at Copa, the Johannesburg branch. Have a good week, and I hope this will help you to prepare your set for this Easter. This is for the DJs. I'm gonna love you. You have to love this. Ciao. Bye.